Okay, let's go for it. Today's cast of the round of 8 of 19 Nations in Cup. Hello, Viper Cream. Round of 8, Vlad, Dracula versus Robin Hood. And yeah, yellow and red here. Let me know if I should switch the colors up. I generally like to keep the traditional colors, especially if it's someone wants to speculate whether one player could be one player or the other because of the actual color choices. Anyway, first map, Arabia. Robin Hood with the freaking Spanish in the draft for Arabia. Amazing. Should we expect to see some Tower Rush or something here? Spanish versus Vikings. Really not. Some say it's the absolute shittiest sim for Arabia these days, Spanish. So it should be interesting to see what Robin Hood cooks up here with the Spanish. Flex indeed. Now, in the previous, in the round 16, Robin Hood was up against Tariq Ibn Said, or whatever that nickname was, and played Men at Arms opening both games. Ended a 2-0 for Robin Hood in that one. We might see Spanish Men at Arms here, but will we see Spanish Men at Arms into Archers? I wouldn't count on it, but let's see. Anyway, solid players here, or solid foundations down for them here. No idle this time. I see only 3 on wood. Now the villager going to war could indicate scout, could also indicate a 23 pop men at arms here if we see any deer being pushed in here. I don't see why Spanish would want to open men at arms into archers against Vikings though, but men at arms into skirms, probably not the worst idea ever. And yeah, we'll just have to see. Spanish have access to fully upgraded cavalry, and in which case they can deal decently with Vikings, because Vikings don't get access to halberdier. Pushing in some deer here. Up goes the house to the back. Yeah, we'll see what kind of play this is good. Yeah, there's the mill. Yeah, this is the scouts then, Spanish scouts, I guess. I'm not going to confirm anything yet until we see it, but solid investment will be there. Vikings, very likely to open some kind of infantry aggression here, whether that be men-at-arms or an actual rush, depends. The map here, fairly wallable for Vlad Dracula here. Towards the edges between the woodlines, and then the front is a bit wider, but yeah, we'll see. 4 on berries for now, at least if this woman returns to work. And yeah, 4 on wood still, 3 on wood for the Spanish, so yeah, I'll simply be assuming that we see some kind of scouts opening here then. Spanish Vikings. Can't say I've seen the matchup a lot either. They asking for a sec, probably some lag or other issues playing in here. No deer pushed for the Vikings. 4 on berries. Didn't drop a barracks yet either. He's scouting. Let's have a look. Doesn't quite know what the Spanish will be up to here just yet, where a Spanish player has been going very greedy on the deer here, going for a 20 pop up with the Spanish. No barracks yet, so this has to be the scouts. As in taking the last. This is so greedy from Robin Hood here. There's the barracks for Vlad Dracula. 22 pop here seems like the more conventional play. I'm assuming not, unless this is unintentional elite. This is a straight archers build then from Vlad Dracula. Maybe even when the scouting indicates that we'll be seeing scouts that could be going into just pure defensive Spanish. Yeah, it's a weird pick, right? I didn't see any draft with this one, Palm, so Could be more surprises along the set, but Vikings should have this in the pocket. We'll see. Unless you meant Sibin for Spanish. Meh, meh, meh. Kappa, indeed. Vlad or Dracula isn't hungry for meat here. Maybe he's a vegan or something, eating only the berries. Is eating sheep, so there goes that theory. Robin Hood here with the starting scout to keep those walls from completing. There's still the backside as well. I have to say Robin Hood gets a little bit lucky here, spotting the enemy side immediately on first try, though. It could be that Red was over here, or some other direction. There's the stable. Something that Red confirmed, most likely. Yeah, seeing the foundation going up. And with the village kicking in. Yeah, Spearman queuing immediately to protect the villagers, walling and dropping the buildings here. We'll see how much Red commits here, though, if it's going to be just a couple of spears to complete the walls and play it safe, or if we're going to see something more. I guess it could be Scout Skirm here then for Robin Hood. Spanish skirmishers do get full upgrades after all. But yeah, not your most commonly seen Arabia 1v1 Sid these days. Palm is the semifinals, best of 5 as well, by the way. I don't remember. Might be able to do them tomorrow evening. Or does anyone know? I could check the brackets, of course, but I'm too lazy right now. Second range for the Vikings here, so indeed the straight archers play here, and as we see the Spanish player far from walled here. Very open exposed map here will be very dependent upon dealing damage to the Vikings now. Vlad Dracula even has a villager lead here due to slightly more IDTs time for Robin Hood. What is Robin Hood doing here? He's doing the scouts, obviously, but where are they gonna take it from there? The scouts aren't really doing anything. They have to dodge spears all the time. Ooh, found a weak one. Hera snipe confirmed. So that's one villager evening out the villager count here, although Robin Hood does have 30 seconds more idleness time and is committing to quite a few scouts here, given the openness of the maps. Investing into scouts and skirms, while Vlad Dracula is going to double range archers here, means that we'll see an extended feud from both players. But Vikings with that instant wheelbarrow actually in essence have a 3 villagers lead here over Robin Hood, since it's going to take Robin Hood the equivalent of 3 villagers creation to research wheelbarrow at some point. What did those scouts do? They did snipe that one weak villager by the detail, that's about it. They'll be joined by some skirmishers now. Not a crazy amount. I guess this is just a way for Robin Hood to buy time to establish the economy at home and wall off, most likely, keep the Vikings archers out and aim for a smoother and quicker recastlage here. It doesn't look too pretty for the time being though. There's the defense for the skirmishers and pledging is already in. But look at the sheer number of archers for the Vikings player here now. Scouts will run in between now, so the skirmishers hopefully get some free hits in. But it's just more clean from Vlad Dracula here in terms of consistent, fluent army production and Obviously, Vikings very solid on Arabia with their economy and putting up with the archers and everything. So you need at minimum, a civilization with a solid economic bonus to comfortably contest Vikings. But this isn't too bad for Robin Hood, the engagement here. Red shouldn't fight this now. That's a fair point, actually. May have gotten a bit too overconfident there. Yeah, it could be that Red checked before the first Skirms night there that the Skirms didn't have armor and then didn't check again because he keeps trying to commit here. Full disaster, says Skrull Steve. You said that yesterday as well, but then it was actually a disaster. This doesn't look that bad yet. Okay, the on point for Robin Hood though, 8-4 here. Mind gaming with the scouts and skirms with the Spanish here. Ah, you thought you'd try and fight and lose it all. Yeah, I see. Well, behind this, Robin Hood has gone to gold and extended the farm economy. Only 200 food short of the Castle Age click now, and should be beating Vlad Dracula handily to the Castle Age now, and having taken out some archers as well. Would have to say that the Spanish player is actually in a decent spot here. The flex. Exactly. Stupid little bump here though, giving these units a hill to chill out on. I finally added some scouts here. The Viking probably didn't want to, so as to not delay the Castle Age unnecessarily, but it's absolutely needed even against only 6 skirmishers total over Robin Hood here to clean up. The archers' numbers are more than decent, although should be able to snipe whatever is left of army here. But in the meantime, Robin Hood has 1.5 minutes to go, and Vlad Dracula is struggling with Hood to kick up here, even with the Vikings investment. It shouldn't take too long until these farms kick in and give Vlad Dracula the opportunity to go up, though. But he shouldn't invest too much into the scouts here either to actually keeps going there. That one gave Wood, yeah. Well, Robin Hood could comfortably drop 2 TCs right upon reaching the Castle Age. We'll see what they do. See the stone investment as well should indicate conquistadors, I guess. Just wow. Vlad Dracula sees the stone investment though, and good reaction from Robin Hood there to pull the villagers away, but in return won't be able to drop a castle just yet. Yeah, market is on the way for Robin Hood here to adjust the economy a little bit. What's the follow-up though? We have one stable, but the plan clearly is conquistadors here, because we only have the stable, probably for bloodlines and husbandry, and then we'll see a castle and conquistadors for the map here for Vlad Dracula. Letting the Vikings archers in here, siege workshop going up. This isn't good for Robin Hood here. No castle age not for Vlad Dracula. This is a sizable amount of archers, and right now Robin Hood is finding himself with only 5 military to try and hold this off, and had to force a defensive tower even, delaying that castle for the conquistadors even more. And look at the villagers as well, by the way. 46 to 38 for Vlad Dracula now. 1 hour, 1 minute and 20 seconds to go for the Castle Age here. Has been getting out of this nicely. This could be a juicy Mangonel shot for Robin Hood though, if he nah, Vlad Dracula escapes that one with conviction. Oh, never mind. Talk about jinxing. Down it goes, but villagers being traded. 3 villagers killed by Vlad Dracula. That was 4. You can't really You need the micro of a lifetime to focus down a Mangonel with Fuel Age Archers, and as we can see, the defensive castle is up for Robin Hood as well on the gold, so as to lead this gold completely safe from Vikings crossbows forward, and probably by now producing the Conquistadors as well. Yeah, rip. That Dracula finds itself with 16 military now to benefit from crossbow Bodkin here. Definitely still potential to break through on the other side here and raid some exposed eco with crossbows, but the Conquistador numbers are increasing as well behind. There's only 3 of them, but they could certainly raid the woodlines here, and yeah, maybe look back. A stone wall's going up now for that Dracula. He's scared. Scared of those. Donkey. Right, there's an opening even. Overchop. So I'm hearing Conquistador. There we go. It's an unfortunate overchop for Robin Hood here, and there's only 3 Conquistadors for now. Deer coming to forest but side stone. Three TCs for the Spanish now. There's only 2 for the Vikings. That should give Robin Hood the villager lead right there. And now going to extend on it. Deer coming through the wall but side stone. Here. 23 crossbows versus a smaller army for Robin Hood here. Oops, a little bit of villager mismanagement there, maybe. Ah, it's open there as well. Well, you're on a long trip, aren't you? Spanish! With the Magdal making an opening again, but you need to deal with these crossbows before you can do anything. The Vikings and Knights enter the field, and that's of course to try and deal with the siege here. Let the crossbows handle the Conquistadors, have the Knights hopefully deal with the siege here. Ballistic seems to... It's in, isn't it? No, yeah, it's in for that Dracula. That's good. Yeah, it's not really an early ballistics, but it's obviously very useful to focus down moving units. And again, Vlad Dracula might be recovering here now. Go for the counter offensive, but given the castle and the TC placement in Robin Hood space, I think we'll need Imperial Age here for Vlad Dracula to really deal significant damage here. Decent dodge, but not great. That's 3 crossbows down. And Conks need bloodlines. That's true. Why the hell don't they have bloodlines? Robin Hood's floating lots of these resources has the stables. And obviously melting to crossbow masses, lacking upgrades here. Robin Hood wanted to go for quick numbers over upgrades for the raiding, but not really succeeding with the raids all that much. Another villager down 7-2 KD for Vlad Dracula, who somehow has established or keeps a villager lead here now, and that could only be attributed to idle TC time from Robin Hood's 3 town centers here. Even with food in the back, but it might be idling for Imper for an early Imperial Age here now, because it really looks like that on the resources. Feels imp, man. Sneaky Mangonel shot there, doesn't get any kills this time around. Vlad Dracula with a whooping 40 military here, also not at all that far away from any Imperial Age of the Mongols, Vikings either. There they go. And yeah, that should be the end of the Conquistadors if Vlad Dracula wants to keep chasing here. Doesn't really wants to preserve the crossbow numbers here. And there's the resources for Robin Hood. Are we going to click up? There we go. Oh, in 25 minutes, so it's not Viper Cream. So that's all. Oh, the hit! Yikes! Oh, another one! That's not insane, but still good value. There's Thambring as well to even more easily focused on, especially cavalry maybe. You fire 20% faster and more accurately at least stationary targets. Yeah, it's a good chase. Robin Hood going in here with basically not with any ability to benefit from this. Making a light switch here, so we might see the Spanish Cavalier, but 67 village is not the strongest imp economy ever. This seems risky up against Vikings here, who always have such strong economy. Still no bloodlines, that's an oversight as well for sure. Maybe it's one of those situations where you're 100% sure you clicked it and then it didn't happen after all. Third TC finally for Vlad Dracula as well, committing to cast lift, but definitely has the army advantage here, has the numbers. Robin Hood with 3 stables, making knights out of only one of them. And if the commitment is going to be the knights line here, Robin Hood obviously needs to step up their game and get bloodlines and these kinds of things as well. At this point, the Viking Knights are as strong as the Spanish ones here, even though Spanish get fully upgraded. Knights imp into GG, let's go. Right now it kind of looks like it. Crossbows breaking in the backside here. Vlad Dracula could go imp soon. Probably won't risk too much here though. Oh, there's 5 ranges producing. You could actually consider these crossbows expendable at this point. I guess the intel inside yellow space isn't awesome here for that. It just takes a few builder pickoffs and then moves out again. 12 to Eco KD. Conquistadors, very expensive meat shield here to maybe try and let that Manganel get some hits in. But that's a dodge. That's another kind of a dodge. Yeah, what's Imp bringing Robin Hood here? There's Cavalier, still no bloodlines. Is this a spec bug or something? Nope, no bloodlines. Maybe Robin Hood meant to pick Byzantines. Burgundian cosplay. Yeah. Seems reasonable. Defensive mangonels, they'll need to become onagers to make sense against Arbalists, unless you get some really lucky hits in. Outpost going up here to establish some vision on the map as well for Vlad Dracula here. Probably expecting the night switch and will need some way to deal with that. We're going to cosplay one arrow later, exactly. That's it. What do we have here? Squires. This is going to be a pike switch for the Vikings here then. The scores are deceivingly similar, but Vlad Dracula is going into Imperial Age with a much stronger economy here and will also have no less than 59 crossbows to become Arbalists here. Imp into Boso. Think so? Spanish castle on the hill, bails on that one. There's simply too many crossbows here. Bloodlines finally in for Robin Hood, so no jokes about bloodlines anymore. Cavalry numbers obviously increasing. How many stables do we have? We have 3 or 4 of them, I think, and also mixing in some conquistadors here as well. Oh! That's a massive hit right before Arbalest. I don't think it's a game-changing hit, but has to be annoying enough for Vlad Dracula to lose 10-15 crossbows just before Arbalest there. Look at the eco extension, 100 villagers and counting for that Dracula population. 50, no, yeah, 50-ish ahead now over Robin Hood. And yeah, do we have Vikings castle? It's in the back here, protecting the gold. I guess that makes sense. Kind of. But that's a long travel for Trebs if they want to treb down this castle. As Vikings get siege ram as well, though, that could be a potential tech to research. Spanish cavalry full armor now, but with no attack whatsoever. Thumbring to benefit the skirmishers, I guess. Let's say, sir, who organized this? It's organized through my clan, but the mind behind it would be Palm. I'm not sure if he's in the chat right now, but you know what? Let's give you my clan Discord, and you'll find us there. You'll find Palm fairly easily there. He's kind of in a yeah, it's quite busy lately, so it could take. Oh, there you go, Palm. I'll just share our Discord link here, Palm, and we can see if you guys can sort something out. Stonewalls here for Vlad Dracula to obviously limit Cavalier raids here. Gate to the side as well. That's some good recognition there, knowing that the Cavalier are coming. And yeah, there are some vulnerable points here and there. But for now, the Vikings players... Oh, is it a trap? Is it a trap? Oh, oh, it's gonna chew up all these Cavalier now with the pikes. Look at the trap! Oh, almost. Oh. Oh, rip. So Robin Hood salvages the 10 Cavalier. That was close. That was really close. Imagine having the arbalest on the other side here and just completely shredding those Cavalier. Here comes the second castle for Vlad Dracula, obviously with the intention to make some trebuchets and take out this one. The army size is just off the charts for Vlad Dracula here, as Robin Hood tries to break into the left side, but enter the stone walls again. Beowulf, is this you? And yeah, keeping the raids out, obviously. Yeah, that was uncomfortably close. Arms shredding some Cavalier here now, though, and still only 3 stables producing for Robin Hood. We'll probably, if the game goes long enough, see an attempt at Spanish Hussar raids here. But I think the Vikings' death ball is already in motion here. It's yeah, 111 villagers for Vlad Dracula. You could say stuff about the eco management here. Might just be preserving gold for the later game as well, but close to pop capped and obviously out armying Robin Hood by far here. Could repair this castle for a long time. And yeah, has consistent military production behind this as well. Suiciding quite a few arms now to diminish Spanish army numbers here. But it's also a way to buy time to get another trebuchet out and deal with this castle, which in return will allow the Arbalists to move forward further. See, there's lots of stone in the bank for Vlad Dracula. This castle stays up for as long as it needs to here to... Yeah, the 2 trebs against 3 here, but they're fighting. Robin Hood is fighting from downhill. Vlad Dracula could potentially take this hill. It's not too far ahead. There's some, yeah, just some outposts to the side here. Skirmisher numbers somehow diminishing here just to Arbalest. That's a bit surprising to me. Red missing siege rams. Yeah, that would be something to soak Skirmisher fire and take out buildings for sure. And the food eco supports this as well. See Spanish here, bombard cannons here, I think, don't I? Or is that some conquistadors somewhere? No bombard cannons. I heard gunpowder sound. What was that? Anyway, so Vlad Dracula loses the castle on the hill here. Has to drop another one. Still probably fairly content with the situation here, keeping the cavalry raids out. And has that uninterrupted economy. Lots of food and gold in the bank now. And consistently keeping the population at least slightly higher than Robin Hood here. I'm gonna see Vikings light cavalry. Oh, the cavalry are in. But we need something more against the skirms, and the gold situation is diminishing for Vlad Dracula as well. No relics for either player, so no gold boost there for the late game. As Robin Hood takes some, commit some light cap to scout and spread out for raids. Oh, that's a massive cluster of woodline. Just a few cavaliers, they will be dealt with the pikes in the back here. Not sure what these walls, what are these walls protecting? They're from earlier, I guess. Looks kind of funny now, though they're not really providing any security. Spanish castle to the side, that's going to render some of the food eco useless of the Vlad Dracula here. I guess Vlad Dracula is completely out of gold as well, which could be an issue now that Robin Hood has the more mobile army and keeps control of it. Red just needs to add own skirm and siege ram. Fair enough. Well, we will be seeing it, and it's already in the making for that Dracula, lacking most of the gold, of course. Needs to produce army still. This castle will go up, but maybe Vlad Dracula isn't too overly stressed out about that. Eventually that's going to lead an opening for Robin Hood to run in and raid, but the food eco isn't really set up for light cab or hussar raids here, isn't it? Is it? The overall military of Robin Hood is struggling here. At least compared to Vlad Dracula, there's like 40 population difference here, and Vlad Dracula is holding in the middle here, and did lose another castle, but will try and trap this one down. At some point, Robin Hood will be running out of stone here, I guess. More rangers. We've seen quite a few Spanish skirms this game. Those guys aren't gonna break in. Why not here though? One trap pops out for Vlad Dracula, but Robin Hood is on point here as well with the pikeman and might be able to hook stone. This is going to be kind of ram addition over here, maybe from the Spanish player. 29 million to 84 though. It's going to be so tough to push the Vikings here with the stronger resource bank that Vlad Dracula still has at their disposal here. 9 on stone still for Robin Hood here. Not sure where they're taking stone. Is over here? Okay, neutral stone. So the castle will stay up. So this is becoming a long and kind of drawn out Arabia game here. We have slightly pure villagers for Vlad Dracula now, but still keeps a convincing military lead over Robin Hood. Conserves the arm numbers here, obviously doesn't want to fight skirmishers with arbalists. 50 to 40 now, so the military numbers kind of evening out again here. And the raids, light cap, so no hussar for the Spanish here, and nothing too impressive numbers-wise either. 35 on food now though, so Robin Hood could get some juicy raids in here and set Dracula back. And also look at the builder counts, 118 to 64 here for the yellow player. Vlad Dracula taking gold really to the side though, but seems very focused on the middle here, like main in the middle. Really wants this castle down to extend the push here. And it is an important hill, obviously. Bomber cannon out for Robin Hood as well. Still have some leftover conquistadors as well that are running away. Bomber cannon over at this side. More stone walls, but Vlad Dracula is losing more of the map now. This expansion needs to be addressed, but we have a Robin Hood with some light cab over here as well, sniping some builders sneakily. Vlad Dracula, I think Vlad, the Vikings will succumb to the Spanish Empire here. Viper Queen says to throw, and maybe we'll have to agree that this could be labeled as one. Definitely focusing very much on the hill in the middle and allowing the Spanish in finally to get some raids down here. Yeah, the village con. This is over. 38 villagers to 123 is going to take the reboom of a lifetime, even for the Vikings here to catch up with this. Only horse color for the Spanish, that's funny. But shouldn't be making too much of a difference here. Alright, so Vlad Dracula, what's Vlad Dracula waiting for? He still has some military, floating food and gold, but what do you do with that as Vikings? It's not like you could pump out Cavalier or Paladins or whatnot. Another castle goes down for the Spanish as well. One light cap will be pounding this castle to death unless Murder Horse kicks in at some point. That's going to take a little while, of course, dealing probably 1 damage per hit, yeah. Some traps out though, so Vlad Dracula wants to clean this up, but there shouldn't be any way for Robin Hood to lose control of this game now. 191 pop to 78, that's like 120 pop difference, and shows obviously in the eco department as well. Robin Hood with full focus on the food and wood now, and queuing mainly skirmishers. There's the GG. Robin Hood takes the first game. And we'll be going to Vlad Dracula's home map after a quick look at the stats here. Some giant army numbers here, especially for Vlad Dracula with the archers, crossbow, arbalest here. Less so for the Spanish, trying for faster castle than the Vikings and going to conquistadors for map control and raids there. Didn't work optimally, but in the end, getting some raids in on the Vikings side. Robin Hood takes the first game. Raised quite a few buildings as well. Let's see if there's more imp into Bozo play from yellow. There it is. You're right. Imp Bozo. Okay, should be fairly quickly done to move into the next one here. Lovely resolution in my AU2 game right now. Where were we? This was Robin Hood, Vlad Dracula. Let's go to game 2. Islands. So I'll be drunk by then. Alright. You're an AoE 2 it is then, I guess. I'm gonna introduce the same players as the previous ones. This would be Vlad Dracula's home map. It's islands, and we have Portuguese for Vlad Dracula here. I hope it doesn't go to a end game Victoria here to our long game, but who knows? Against Robin Hood with a Malay here, also a solid pick for naval civilizations. So we'll see how the Malay deal with this. This was before the nerf to the Malay fish trap, so Robin Hood still has never-ending fish traps here, as the capture age seems to have temporarily frozen here. There we go. Maybe it's because of the in-game lag, actually. Just a sec, and sorry, go. But since this is islands, we're not going to see any significant action unless there's the Dark Age transport, which I don't really see happening. Let's give them a path forward here. Now look at the gold spots here. Yeah, I guess they both have quite secure golds, slightly more exposed for Robin Hood, shouldn't be a big issue though. This island really narrow on this side, while the Robin Hood side is broader overall. Bringing in the boars, 5 on wood and food. We'll be seeing the first dock, which is up for Vlad Dracula here, and first to get the fish outside dock for Robin Hood here. We might see some Malay landing play here, and just wants to get a good spot to go fishing here. Very early scouting on water, in fact, for Robin Hood here, so might see an early landing here on islands. Takes all the way around to see if there's any back dock, which is not the case for Portuguese here, so the fighting is going to go on up front here. Vlad Dracula with the Portuguese. Seems to be going to the fuel age first here, as Robin Hood, the Malay player, goes for a transport ship here. And will match Vlad Dracula to the fuel age due to the Malay 66% faster uptimes. Second dock for the Portuguese, so Vlad Dracula plans to control water nice and early here. Even spots the landing. Will risk losing the scout here, but that's why you keep your scout on patrol. Should be able to wall this out somehow, I think. And now actually we need to slow down a bit because there's landing action. Yeah, so Rip Scout from Vlad Dracula, but the landing has been confirmed. That should leave Vlad Dracula with time to prepare here as well. Goes for some walls at home instead of moving all the way out and risking getting the villagers sniped here. Should be plugging this most likely. There comes the defensive range as well. And now just a tiny tile missing here until the landing can be comfortably dealt with. In the meantime, Vlad Dracula is scouting on water and confirming that Robin Hood's docks are over here. There's also a pirate ship coming out, pirate galley coming from the back here to just see if there are any more back docks here. But Vlad Dracula shouldn't have any troubles winning and holding water here at this point. But obviously the landing aggression needs to be dealt with as well. Range blacksmith right after seeing the landing from Vlad Dracula here, and obviously I was going to say it'll be going into crossbows, but it seems like archers is the thing here, which is after all 20% cheaper gold wise for the Portuguese. I mean, if this landing doesn't do any damage for Robin Hood, there's going to be the Malay player is going to find them very, very far behind. They lost the fish already, so there are two eco units dead for Robin Hood here, killed by Vlad. Couple of the houses going up on the island here, and both ranges producing a mix of archers and skirmishers here. No, and blacksmith though, which means no fletching, and that's one upgrade that Vlad Dracula already has for their own archers here. Red lost the last game, indeed. Some Robin Hood broke in with the... Well, Red failed to... Red focused big time on the hill in the middle and failed to take down Robin Hood's castle, and eventually Robin Hood broke in and raided with light cav and killed shitloads of Vikings villagers. Yeah, death to raiding, exactly. Amazing, amazing throw by Vlad Dracula. I wouldn't say so, but well played Robin Hood, obviously. Landing doesn't seem to work out for Robin Hood here, though, so not looking too pretty for a 2-0 here. Never say never, but we'll see how it turns out. Should be a nice cleanup. There's simply more military for Vlad Dracula here, and Vlad Dracula has also won water. There's no return on water for the Malay, at least not just yet. Could, in theory, go for a quicker castle age with the Malay, right, and take the win, but on water, I mean, but doesn't look too pretty with Robin Hood's current eco with 500 on wood and 8 on gold and no market. Aha, here comes Vlad Dracula making use of some of the land armies here. Controlling water, obviously. A landing won't be any problem for the red player. But gathering scouting into on land is going to be a little bit awkward, though, having lost the starting scout a while ago. 6-1 gold. That's not the gold Robin Hood is currently taking, but if Vlad Dracula moves over here, Robin Hood would be off gold and can't produce army on land here. That tower did go up on the woodland, but and another tower out here, but it doesn't seem like that stresses Vlad Dracula out too much here. So they're sending over more archers, and Robin Hood, luckily unaware of the situation until he sees the first batch of archers here, forcing up a tower onto gold, main gold, the main priority as it should be as well. But Vlad Dracula definitely will be getting some juicy kills and cause some serious idle time here. And look at the economy as well for the Portuguese here. If this game at all goes to Imp, Vlad Dracula should be beating Robin Hood by far for the uptime here. Yeah, more units being transported over, so no actual land presence for Vlad Dracula, who sits underneath the tower now, the defensive tower, and the more villagers go down. And Robin Hood, yes, gets the defensive towers up, but in the meantime, Vlad Dracula could just abuse the minimum range of the tower, sit underneath it, maybe even take it out with archers exclusively here. Fargal's patrolling the shoreline here just to make sure it's not going to be easy for Robin Hood to try a reblock here. But look at the idle decent time as well. That eco leads, even though Vlad Dracula has... They both stayed in the feudal age for a long time here. Vlad Dracula is not going castle age, and that wouldn't be too surprised to see Robin Hood calling the GG soon after that castle age kicking in, because the eco difference is just ginormous right now. 8 fish for Vlad Dracula. And 47 villagers to 38. That should be a 9 villager lead, isn't it? Landing Ville's dead. I didn't notice, but there they are. Guess that might have been a new landing then, if that was the case. Look at the resources though. Sure, there's archers, some archers in production for Robin Hood here at home, but that Dracula is just getting amazing value from the forward units, and as the castle age kicking in, what's Robin Hood gonna do about that when Vlad Dracula has access to crossbows, maybe even move into Portuguese knights here? Of course, the GD gets called. Not much Robin Hood can do against a castle age Portuguese with this kind of eco and situation. That is a 1-1, and we'll be going to Robin Hood's first home map. $27.15 is the KD. And Eco should show a solid lead for the Portuguese here, having uninterrupted fish Eco and keeping it nice and safe on land as well. You may be expecting or just good scouting to stop that landing aggression from Robin Hood. The society score should show actually max villager count comparable, but just much less interrupted economy for Belgium. 19 bit X. Yeah, maybe this is me playing. So, third game should be Robin Hood's first home map then. I think I saw slopes in there, but we'll see what the third game is going to be here. Never mind, it's Bay, and it's not your go-to Bay picks here, so this is going to be a fun one. So this zip file didn't include a draft, but since we see Mongols and Italians picked frequently for Bay, maybe we could assume that Mongols may have been banned here. Not sure about Italians, but Italians is a civic ban anyway for islands, I guess. So could be that they were among the banned or sniped civs for the best of 5 draft here. But we have Celts versus Berbers on Bay here, which is Robin Hood's first home map. Robin Hood with Celts is, we're going to see some hoanging here, maybe. Celts, of course, collect wood faster, so they could they should have an easier time sustaining both fish and production and other production buildings on land due to that wood collection bonus. Vlad Dracula with the Berbers, though, might be in a pickle if Robin Hood somehow is able to go full pike against the cavalry forward, cavalry all in by the Berbers, as they can do with the cheaper cavalry, because Celts infantry move faster, so they essentially have better pikemen. But I'm not sure who I favor here. I still think I favor the mobility of Berbers for playing map control here, the cavalry civ. However, of course, Berbers are weak to siege or pike and siege pushes, and that's how siege push. That's something Celts can pull off here in the Castle or Imperial Ages. That would cause issues for the Berbers. So I guess it comes down to the early water control if anyone can control water with a minimum investment and benefit from that little fish that is here. Probably gonna see some naval fighting here, even if it's only 2,000 worth of fish here, 1,800 worth of fish. You want that water control for potential of having a food source in the late game that's difficult to raid as well. Pushing in deer, they're probably both doing that. Let's see, or maybe not. Wow, those deer are really far out for Vlad Dracula. Still taking the opportunity to push them. There's the dog for the health player. No, oh, never mind. There's the dog for the Burbus going up first. And of course, they keep their they keep their scout close just to make sure that the enemy scout can't easily snipe the docking villager. Probably goes back to drop a house, forming a wall in the back here. You can't build on this terrain, so you can't wall towards the water here. There will always be an opening due to the shallow terrain here. First fish is out ahead for Vlad Dracula though. That means a tiny eco lead for Vlad Dracula, with Kells following shortly behind. Scouts run in. Who's gonna win this one? Looks like Vlad Dracula has... Wait, this is close. This is very close. This is just RNG. And the last hit goes to Robin Hood there, so somehow yellow wins the start game already. Well, that leaves Robin Hood at an advantage here. Could scout the rest of the map, while Vlad Dracula will be confined at home. Obviously has the core scouting down here, and with gold in slightly better spots than Robin Hood, with only one back gold here. Main gold much more forward. 3 ships for both. It's mirrored in that sense, but Robin Hood with Celts will be beating the Berbers player to the fuel age here. Not by much though. But that seems to be like, yeah, 28 seconds or so. Rip Scout seems a noble sacrifice for Robin Hood there. After losing the after winning the RNG Scouts fight. Fair trade, fair play. As Vlad Dracula doesn't go for the walls all the way to the edge here. Wait. This isn't common for Bay, is it, to not have any wood in the back? I mean, it's the same for both the players. There's literally nothing here, except for the back gold. So I guess the map is at least fair in that sense. But it's weird that there's barely anything in the back here. Fire Galleys in queue for Robin Hood here, I think. Wait, Vlad Dracula with 2 docks here will actually be contesting water then. Going for the Fire Galleys as well could... Yeah, we'll have faster moving ships, so that's Vlad Dracula's advantage here with the Berbers. Good pick for hybrid map in that sense, because with the 10% faster moving ships, Vlad Dracula will be able to some extent outrun or outsail other ships here. And there are 2 docks to only 1 here, so even with the 30 seconds earlier up for Robin Hood here, holding or winning water might not be as easy as Robin Hood expected with that smooth earlier uptime. There's the barracks for the Berbers. Are we going to see scouts here for Vlad Dracula? I mean, there's still an opening to the side here for Robin Hood, but that should be an easy quick wall away. Or is it fast castle play here? 9 on gold. Gold investment, I guess, mainly for the Fire Galleys here. Do we have a villager here to repair? There he comes. 4 Fire Galleys to 2 for Robin Hood, loses 1 there. Yeah, Robin Hood probably shouldn't be trying to contest water anymore now. There's 2 docks to 1, so you'll always find yourself being outproduced, but that's not been scouted by Robin Hood. So that's probably why he keeps fighting here, expecting the potential for equal production here. Or it could also be a strategical choice to force Vlad Dracula to kind of overcommit here, which I would say Vlad Dracula in a sense is doing. There's not that much fish. This is like 1800 foods worth of fish, so investing into 5 fire galleys to hold that when the opponent has gone 1 dock and just a few fire galleys, then you're not doing great. Looks like Robin Hood wants to try and demolition. The fish here will get 1, that's fair enough. Just 1 puny archer being so annoying here at the walls. Small trickle of Celtic archers here for Robin Hood. I'm sending them 1 at a time here. 31 to 36 villagers though, so Vlad Dracula with... Oh wait, that's the overall eco units that Vlad Dracula with fish, obviously. The villager count is identical. Sometimes confusing the eco count here. Down goes the dock though, so the remaining fish is here for Vlad Dracula to take. Which is going to come in handy for the cast stage transition and whatever the follow-up might be, and this looks like the skirmishers for Vlad Dracula. Archers to 3 archers here, but I guess... Well, they're both fletching as well, so good micro by Robin Hood here to not lose any archers thus far, but looks bit. Keeping the aggression at a consistent and annoying level here. Failed to win water though, so that's some very nice and fluent food eco for Vlad Dracula running on water there. Alright, I jinxed the archers micro here. Red looks with Robin Hood will be losing numbers here, but forcing Berbers into an archer's play, or skirmishes for that matter, is arguably a win for the Celts still, because that's going to delay what can be scary to Berbers with an early cast stage and a constant Knight's Flood, or Camels if needed, but in this matchup it's mainly going to be the Knights, if any. Vlad Dracula with a solid military lead here, but keep in mind that 5 of those are water, so the actual archers count is just 7 to 4. Double ranges producing from Vlad Dracula, only 1 for Robin Hood, which in return might give Robin Hood a lead to the cast stage here. Here comes the stable. We're going to see Celts Knights against Berbers here. I mean, if you have the cast stage momentum, sure, why not? It's on the way after wheelbarrow here. But certainly not a long-term solution. Let's see if Vlad Dracula has a market. It's on the way up, and we'll of course be using the market and the excess gold to buy the cast stage now and be following Robin Hood by just small margins here. 9 fish for Vlad Dracula, but now they run out, and that means that you'd need to either delete your fish or start seeding or making fish traps, which is 100 wood apiece. Surely the stables will float, and not just double stables, but triple stables here for Vlad Dracula now. And I didn't get the draft for this one, sadly, so I can't link it. I think I have it for the remaining 2 sets though. Wasn't in the zip file, Palm, but I guess not all the players sent them. Cast stage, yeah, 30 seconds apart here. Economy, obviously, or economy stronger for Vlad Dracula here. Yeah, that's from yesterday. I'll get that one, so that's not gonna work. I simply don't have one for this one. It is outdated. We have Spanish versus Vikings. Oh, that won in the first game. Can I believe it? In a draft. And Robin Hood won with the Spanish versus Vikings. He has my respect. Siege Workshop Monstry. This is Wong. Style play. And yeah. I don't have a draft for this set. Does Vlad Dracula see this sneak? Though, not for now. Well, it's not really a sneak, it's hidden in plain sight, if you could call it that, in that case. We do have 3 stables producing for Vlad Dracula, though, so if it spots this, that should be a quick end to the Celtic one. Oh, there's the workshop. It's not like you don't expect Celts to go for this. No pikes, as far as I can see, for Robin Hood here. Spearmen being created at home to extend the push here. Celt Knights versus Berbers Knights. Who wins? Husbandry for Celts. Berbers already have Bloodlines, so means 20 more hit points for Vlad Dracula's mounted units here. Even in, yeah, well, Vlad Dracula definitely has the numbers as well. 2 TTCs for the Celts. Still more wooden bank to justify a siege push though, but only making monks for now. And reacting to Knights, Vlad Dracula has mixed in some camels as well. Probably almost wouldn't need to here because he already has larger numbers and better upgrades. Pikes shouldn't be too much of an issue for Vlad Dracula here either, because the range is already here to provide archers, or rather crossbows or skirmishers here. You can resign again. Yeah, I think this push is going to be short-lived for the Celts, to say the least. And there's also this little trickle of knights on the other side here for Vlad Dracula as well. 59 to 51, villager counts not that dissimilar. 50 villagers to 52, 2 villager lead for the Celts, in fact. But the army situation speaks otherwise, though. 22 to 1. 22 to 1. That's not an easy one for Robin Hood to deal with here. Do you have fish traps app as well? Yeah, most of them are up and running. That's food eco that Robin Hood can't easily hit at this point. Mainly camels now from Vlad Dracula, though, who should probably, or could probably consider to switch back into knights, pulling into knights at this point, or just something completely different, like camel archers or whatnot. But at this point in the game, Vlad Dracula definitely is with full map control here. The Celtic siege and monks not doing anything here. The few monks that were made got stopped, and here's a TC on the woodland and stone for Vlad Dracula. So, who's... Yeah, this was Robin Hood's first home map, so Vlad Dracula about to take one home map of Robin Hood here. Committing some knights to search the map as well, just to see if Robin Hood has expanded out here, but it's mainly in this area. Pikemen increasing here, +2 defense, no attack. Forging just about to complete there for Robin Hood. It's the correct switch to make against constant cavalry flood here, but Vlad Dracula isn't really extending more into the cavalry for the time being either. Conserving resources for Imperial Age instead, that looks of it. This should be tough for him to keep up. Double market wall, no less here, but yeah, this shouldn't work. Let's hit the market, man. Okay. Double market wall working for now, but then there's a house to the side as well. At some point, Robin Hood will need to keep the multi-units out here. Wait. Are you gonna let the Celtic pikes chew up all this cavalry now? It's mainly camels, and camels can't really fight pikes as well as knights could. Bringing the pike galleys to work help though, and that's well, they were probably patrolling there, so didn't actually task them. Where's the counter unit to pikes here though? Doesn't look like Dracula is stressing that too much. Here comes the Siege Workshop. Might be adding some scorpions here then against the now 21 pikes of Robin Hood. Triple town centers producing for, well, 3 town centers for both players, but Vlad Dracula only with 1 second building for imps as Viper Grim. Is that so? Yeah, Siege Workshop University, I see. Didn't click the imp though. And probably will be soon enough. There it is, and we have War Galley as well, which is going to provide some, well, the fire ships of course, but you could make, yeah, demos. I see demolition raft going to become demo ships, and galleys as well, war galleys, so that if you lead the pikes in towards the shoreline, you could get some juicy demolition shots into diminution armors. I guess that's the idea here. Celts beating, or Robin Hood beating Vlad Dracula to Imperial Age here, but with a weaker village account. And yeah, what's the play here? Pike Siege push, surprise, surprise. That should be very good for Celts if Robin Hood can mass the numbers needed here. Not much Berbers can do about that, save from, I think almost their only response to that is going champions, right? In Imperial Age. I don't think there's much else Berbers could do to hold off a Halb siege push from the Celts. And then again, Celts have stronger siege weapons as well, firing faster. And I guess the unique technology providing more hit points as well. Yeah, Onager, you're right. And that's obviously more easier to get to than to go into the champ line. These are just hanging around begging to be hit though. Halb on the way in, Capture on the way in as well. A bracer for Vlad Dracula here, as it for the castles. It's camel archers, okay. And is a scary number of capture rams and halberdiers coming Vlad Dracula's way though. Plate mail armor on the way in as well. Will probably be garrisoning the rams now to boost the speed. And What's it called? It's called Furor Celtica or something, the Celt's unique tech for the siege weapon. That's obviously not in because there aren't any castles here for Robin Hood. But Robin Hood also mining stone, and that could also be an option eventually. Mangalels dealing with a few of the rams here, but Halberdiers succeed in getting close, and this looks rough for Vlad Dracula here, at least for the castles. Fort Easy is producing, but what's that going to be in Vlad Dracula here? Didn't really make a full advantage of the Brewers. Castle Age maybe in terms of numbers, but of course the pike switch of Robin Hood makes it difficult to get raids in as well. These market walls here, looks like they're perfectly set up for trade here, but that's actually just walls. Stupidest function in AoE 2 that you cannot pass over construction sites, but it keeps aggression out, so I guess we should be happy with that. And just like that, Vlad Dracula deals with 9 Celtic capped rams and halberdiers here. So Robin Hood is put on the back foot here again with Eco now significantly lower than Vlad Dracula, at least in terms of villager numbers, and the overall population 40 ahead for Vlad Dracula here. Camel archers for the pikes seem to work as well. We have Thumbring on the way, and Ballistics is already in, as well as Bracers. They are about as fully upgraded as they can get, save for Elite here. Lacking some armor, of course, but you hit and run with those guys, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So first push failing for the Celts here. Let's see across the map. Vlad Dracula again with good scouting here, making use of the stray cavalry units to cover the map and see to confirm that Robin Hood is in fact taking Golden Corner here. That could be quite a few dead villagers because there's nothing here to defend them. Another wave of cap trams here with Robin Hood's food eco doesn't allow for siege ram just yet, by the looks of it. Oddingers joining in as well, could get some juicy hits in on Vlad Dracula's camel archers here with the rams in front. It doesn't look like siege engineers is in though, if Celts even get it. I don't play Celts enough to know if they do, but at least no 8+1 range here, so that... Nice split by Vlad Dracula, taking down those expensive onagers. So might be a drawn out Imperial Age battle here again, players not dying as early and as easily as the Islands game here. There just aren't enough helps here, right here, to stop the Hussars from taking out the siege weapons, and there are also enough camel archers to take out the halberdiers that aren't inside of the rams. In fact, there aren't any helps inside of the rams here. And Robin Hood tries for another forward push here, but we'll lose most of the rams because there's literally nothing here to protect them. down go the Rams again. How many Rams have Robin Hood lost at this point? It's like 20 of them already. Should probably prioritize collecting Halberdies instead of sending in Twickles here. Onlinger is going down as well. Vlad Dracula is just really exploiting the fact that Robin Hood isn't defending their siege nearly well enough here. Alright, a castle now to try and move out a bit here, but that Dracula with the stables to the side now, planning to get some raids down to get the resources in the bank as well. At some point, Robin Hood will be running out of... Yeah, the wood is already looking kind of scarce here, in fact. And Berbers have the advantage of the mobility. This castle, surely that castle doesn't go up. Happy National Day, Akkal. Thank you, Alkolner. How many camel archers now? Hussar, camel archer. 18 and increasing. They are elite as well by the looks of it. Says something about the economy Vlad Dracula has behind this. 36 villagers ahead. Could of course at some point delete some for more army space here for population. It's mainly trash for the Robin Hood here. But they're both still floating resources, so it should take some time still for either of them to close out the game completely here. Though we've seen 2 Celtic siege pushes fail already. Zara's going to snipe the Onigers again here. There are Halberdiers here now, but the Onigers of Vlad Dracula could get some juicy hits in on the Halberdiers here. Vlad Dracula is pop capped. Robin Hood is also close to top capped here. Pushing down some presence to the side here, but Vlad Dracula with ATC on the edge here, taking the neutral golds as well. Castles is up. Treb goes down just like that, and yeah, the Onigers can't move too close here. They will fall victim to the castle. Nice split of the camel archers, and down goes another Oniger. Red finally got Onigers. Indeed, they did. Bomber cannons are out as well. That should aid in taking out both castles and sniping enemy Onigers and Trebs and whatnot here, because they do have 12+1 range. Robin Hood at 8+0 for the Onigers here. Obviously outranged by far by the Bomber cannons. Could get a lucky hit in with his own Trebs here, having the 16 range, but that shouldn't happen, having Trebs that aren't Huns or Werewolf-ridden Trebs to take out Bomber cannons. Looks like we might have a game here where wood access might be an issue for either party here. It's running out in the back here. I guess this is where woodlands used to be, but they must be depleted by now. Vlad, Dracula, slightly less military numbers, not really getting any raids in right now, but has the bomber cannons to push back and kill even more siege here and just starve Robin Hood of good gold eventually here. Oh, another Mangonel or Onager rather being forced down by the bomber cannons here. Castle stays up, which is good for Robin Hood, and Robin Hood could keep preparing after a while, going for light cab to get some raids in again here. Honestly, Celts should still have this late game, but Robin Hood is just still no siege ram, right? Says something about the economy or the prioritization over army numbers over upgrade throughout the game here. And yeah, food and wood economy looks low here, but there are lots of halberdiers in queue again. Castle in the middle goes down. That should allow Vlad Dracula to extend the push here with bomber cannons and onagers and elite camouflages here now. Was there an agreement to ban siege from this set or something? Yeah, it looks like it. Really weird not to get that being Robin Hood here, with the amount of capped rams that have seen the action so far. Oh, don't hit your own units. Yeah, it's fine. 200 pop for Vlad Dracula, Robin Hood down to 142 here. 23 army to 65, 3 times the army size for Vlad Dracula now. Still some wood left to be taken back home, but resources are growing lower here. 76 farms now for Vlad Dracula could spam hussars forever. Of course, Robin Hood could keep up the halberdier production for a while yet. Dropping another castle now on the gold and the woodlands here. Secures actually kind of 3 woodlands here, but for how long? So many stables from the Celt player. Well, he wants to repeat the Spanish success from the first game, you know. Oh, that's almost 2 or 3 bomber cannons going down to an onager volley there. I don't see why Celts would play light cav against Vlad Dracula with the Berber's Hussar spam here, and looks like Robin Hood is mainly stalling here because that Dracula is pop capped and has so many resources in the game, could easily outlive Robin Hood for long periods of time here. This should be in Vlad Dracula's pocket, but they still need to push back, obviously. They're stone enough for another castle as well, which Dracula could put in the middle or over here as a vantage point to deny more resources. Hussars going down to on your shots, that doesn't bother Dracula at all, of course. There's more where those came from. Vlad Dracula's onagers outranging the Celts one though, could get some good hit in there should it come to that at some point, but the Hussars alone and the bomber cannons would do nicely to snipe Kelt sieges. 17 on gold for Robin Hood now, that's probably almost all here. Hasn't gone back to the corner, has farms here to go into light cab and halberdier spam again as well. But obviously they can't by any means outlast Vlad Dracula in food and gold here. Look at the resources for Vlad Dracula. KD 513 to 410, 5, 6, 7 bomber cannons here to probably take down this castle with these. Town Center now, that's not going to live long in the middle of all of these bomber cans if Vlad Dracula can keep them alive, but you could always make more, of course, with the resources in the bank here. Yeah, down it goes. Maybe some hussars. Yeah, there's one hussar there to take that gold away from Robin Hood. One of the few golds left for Robin Hood to take here, as the camel archers stack up and have to deal with rams here. But I'm amazed at the resources here that Robin Hood still decides to hold on here and spam the halberdiers out of the 10 barracks here. I guess Robin Hood isn't going to give in here until all these barracks and stables have been dealt with here. Robin Hood literally hasn't pushed Vlad Dracula at home since the early archers. And even if Robin Hood wanted to add more siege here now, the workshops will go down and the wood situation finally at a point where Robin Hood can't really... Wait, 22 wood, never mind, never mind. But it's running low for sure. One hussar over here for Vlad Dracula to upset the economy, more to send in and keep it being at 200 pop for a long while here as Robin Hood is losing more military production buildings and hence losing production. And there's the GG. Obviously not Robin Hood's game, but Vlad Dracula's game. Long drawn out post-even game here, and we'll be going to Robin Hood's last home map, I guess. 696, 463 KD for Vlad Dracula here. Yeah, eco's obviously stronger for the Berbers or more resources to spend for the late game. Royal Village didn't help the Celts when Berbers went for 2 docks there to contest the water. Yep. Let's see for the last game what they bring us. I said last game, but the last home map, of course, of Robin Hood here. HC4 Hideout it is. And we have Lithuanians versus Ethiopians here. Waiting for game, it says. The game is running, right? Oh. Let's try again here. Hideout it is, and let me fast forward a bit while I get another drink as well, because it's hideout. There's a good chance we won't be seeing any very significant feudal age aggression here. So I'll just toggle that fast forward for a bit. We're back. Well, so our matchup is Lithuanians versus Ethiopians. Cavalry Civ versus faster firing archers Civ. So the mobility of cavalry will obviously come in handy in knights or cavalry versus archers fights, but you also should never underestimate the faster firing archers in mass until you have critical mass of cavalry, of course. Neither of the players stressing scouting the enemy location here. We see the goats are outside, so they have to push them in from the outside. There's even more here. That's a nice neutral patch of deer for both players to benefit from if they should want to. Ethiopians are granted plus 100 food, plus 100 gold upon reaching the next age. So that's could benefit the Ethiopians for a quick and smooth fast cast there. 2 on gold, 3 farms, berries, pushing in the hunt. I think Vlad Dracula is going for a cheeky fast cast there. Lithuanians following a couple population behind, also having 150 food to start. So they'll have a pretty smooth cast age transition. So let's see for the Ethiopians here. Market Blacksmith, it is for Vlad Dracula. And choose an additional villager here, I think, before that cast age can be clicked. No, I think he can cancel it again, and there's the castle age for Vlad Dracula as well. But narrows in the gap at tiny bit here. Idle TC time comparable for the two. One stable for the Lithuanians here, and probably going to add at least one town center once the cast age kicks in as well. While the Ethiopians player... don't see any sign of a range or anything yet here. But there's the cast age for the players, and now it's time to cool down a bit and catch up here. Drops the third TC outside the pact and the second one on stone. Interesting. While Robin Hood keeps it safe at home. Not stressing that second TC at all. Only one villager building it here. And a 1-3, obviously, Lithuanians, they do benefit from relics for extra attack for their knights line units. So you really want to consist the relics for Lithuanians for a maximum of +4 attack for your knights, cavalier, whatnot. Third town center up on the stone for Robin Hood as well, but Robin Hood is going to be slightly later to the second and third town center here, so that should give Vlad Dracula Knights an early head start to the villager situation here. Very wide and solid scouting for Robin Hood here. Has the scouts out, obviously, to contest relics positions here, whereas Vlad Dracula doesn't seem to care too much about the relics at this point. We'll just take advantage of the lead that they now. No, they were going to snag one relic here at least, but didn't really scout for the others. So that's only, for now at least, only going to be one of them for Vlad Dracula. His thesis still didn't complete, and Robin Hood sends 3 more villagers to finish it now. 6 military for Robin Hood, and that's scouts and monks and a spear, in fact, just in case the enemy sends scouts or light cavalry or whatnot to contest the relics, but that doesn't seem to be happening for the yellow player here, who... Not going to accuse them of auto-scouting, but this is some very thorough scouting of the map as a whole here, so Robin Hood certainly got the relics positions covered. About to contest this one now, and doesn't have a single one just yet, but here's one monk bringing a relic in. Walls to go up on this side for Robin Hood as well, so as to limit any entrance of enemy forces on this side. And now Ethiopians with a stable. So what's that Dracula gonna make here? I mean, Ethiopians camels against Lithuanians relics knights. I'm not too sure about that, but maybe some scouts to extend the vision on the map as well. Possibly not expecting Lithuanians to be this greedy for the relics. Wheelbarrow for Robin Hood. That's one that Vlad Dracula doesn't have yet. Very little actual army commitment from either player just yet. Vlad Dracula has now the left side scouted, so doesn't know that this is being walled off. It's only palisades for now, but Robin Hood probably going to extend that. Drops the TC on the woodline as well to try and catch up in the boom, I guess. Boom out. That's what this is. Vlad Dracula with the same idea on the other side here. And snagging another relic as well. As Robin Hood is going to find himself victim to a dead monk there of Vlad Dracula scout. Ethiopians 2 scouts on the field. Camel as well, just in case there are any knights out to fortify the relics hunt. Vlad Dracula doesn't see this one, but Robin Hood has it within his vision. Could still try and collect that one. Yeah, they're basically making their own extended arena hideout hybrid here. Another monk down for Robin Hood, so there's gold I'm going to waste here, that's for sure. Lots of resources in the bank. That should probably be the Imperial Age right around the corner for Robin Hood then, but so could be the case for Vlad Dracula. 88 to 81 villagers here, both players aiming for Imp and flooding resources really here. Vlad Dracula, I guess relics play a role here as well, 2 relics for each player. And somehow Vlad Dracula has managed to deny a couple of relics of Robin Hood here. While I think there's a monk here. Has to be a monk here somewhere bringing in the last one. Last relic. Although I can't really see it. I like Vlad Dracula's walls here. Stone walls on this side, stone walls here. Confining Robin Hood to the middle here. We might actually see some onagger cuts through here in the end too for the surprise factor in the Imperial Age. Which is, funnily enough, on the way for Robin Hood, and although Vlad Dracula has had the resources for it, might have been back in the buildings, going for a slightly later app here. Making use of the little army on the field for Vlad Dracula here as well to at the very least delay Robin Hood's production from going up. Robin Hood doesn't want this walls up and goes out to check if they're actually complete. And in the end, Vlad Dracula secures 3 relics. It's still a bonus for Robin Hood though, and that's probably some disbelief as to the conversion speed there. 11 4 KD for Vlad Dracula. And a lot of the map. Some neutral resources, neutral stones and golds covered for Vlad Dracula here as well. Thumb ring all the way, bodskin, crossbow, armor. Going to play into the Ethiopians' armless now, of course. And Robin Hood, on the other hand, going for the Cavalier here with Lithuanians. No big surprises there. Ethiopians' advantage here. Having instant pikemen helps a lot for the transition into Halb, as in case you need an additional unit combined with your armless against cavalry play. Just 1 tile left for Vlad Dracula to wall, but seems like he has that covered. There is a tile there, just that piece of wall hasn't been completed, and Robin Hood takes the advantage to... Oh, never mind. There's a piece of wood there, so... scratch that. Castle going up to the side here. Second layer wall to the left-hand side as well, they're both doing that, so... Not going to be any huge battle events on this side, that's for sure. Couple of converted cavaliers here doing some work. Elite skirm for Robin Hood, Lithuanians, trash units, the pikes and skirms and everything that move faster, so that's not a bad tech to make at all. Chemistry will need all the blacksmith upgrades as well, so that's going to take a while. But it's a good complementary unit to the light cavalry play here, of course. Halberdier is in for the Ethiopians here, and again, Vlad Dracula seems to have a slight eco edge over Robin Hood here. Also, obviously getting to all the archers or race units upgrades more quickly here, the Ethiopians, and mainly committing to Arbalest here with the Halberdier support. 35-ish population lead as well. And getting some juicy snipes on the not yet fully upgraded elite skirms of the Lithuanian player here. Ten rangers now for Robin Hood. Still lacking Bodkin arrow, lacking defense, lacking a lot for the Lithuanians elite skirms here. Getting the numbers, but missing the upgrades. Bodkin on the way, so slowly but steadily they are coming in here. It's also a good unit to mix in against Halberd. Both these civilizations get bombard cannons. Ethiopians, they actually have access to all of the siege weapons as the only civilization in the game. Then Dracula gets to snipe one stable there, and yeah, it's 193 pop to 158 here. And the military population way ahead for Vlad Dracula here, in fact. The bombard cannons, as long as the skirms stay cramped up like this, the bomb cannons could definitely take out skirmishers. And more importantly, they're taking out stables here, forcing Robin Hood to rebuild them somewhere else to get the cavalier masses to crucial numbers here. Torsion engines. That would be epic. Or maybe he got it already. So Blood Dracula again is pop capped here, getting siege engineers to boost the range of the bombard cannons. Yeah, you probably saw it. It would make sense with the economy and everything of Blood Dracula here. Makes it even easier to snipe the enemy units with siege. Making use of the monks in the back here to heal up the Arbalest as well, so they can get more shots in. Yeah, I think Torsion Engines is in because even the missed shots are taking out elite skirms here. Nice. 37 military to 88 here. Robin Hood is really struggling to keep up with the numbers here. And let's see, 12 plus 0 for the Lithuanians, 12 plus 1 I'd say for the Ethiopians here. This is a massive skirmish just begging to be hit by the bomber cannons again here. The cavalry numbers not reaching any... Not reaching critical mass either. There are 22 of them, but obviously can't comfortably engage against this Ethiopian's death ball. Vlad Dracula making even more bomber cannons, has units in queue here, but as long as they don't lose enough units, you can't really add more either. So again, we're seeing Vlad Dracula's resources just growing here with the fluent economy working at home, and the push just slowly but steadily making way into Robin Hood's base here. Enter the Cavaliers, but there are Halberdiers here with full upgrades. There are Arbless as well. Vlad Dracula obviously not with any cavalry defense upgrades from the Blacksmith, but not really want to play any Ethiopian's cavalry here either, of course. I have to say decent. A very impatient play from Robin Hood here as well, not to take any unnecessary fights. Struggling for numbers, obviously, 94 to 26. That's a situation you don't want to find yourself in. But also keeping whatever Cavalier are left here. Numbers, not dropping. Yeah, dropping a few more stables in the back here now. There's obviously not going to be any easy entry on this side. There are stone walls, not fortified walls, but 3 layers of wall. Your only chance for raids is really to chop through here or cut through here with your own onagers, and there's already a castle here from Vlad Dracula just in the event of raids coming in from this side. Alright, so down go the Cavaliers. Robin Hood with 11 military now to the 80 of the Ethiopians. This is... I'd say it's been over for a while, but now it's definitely over. Looking at Robin Hood's economy, mainly producing skirmishers here now. Doesn't have food and gold to mass up Cavalier here by the looks of it. And how many? 11 bomber cannons from Vlad Dracula now to just almost one-shot production buildings here, and more barracks going up for the halberdiers as well. Ethiopian death ball to good indeed. This is strong stuff. Ay, ay, ay. Well, it's last game for Robin Hood loses this one. It's out of the 19 Nations Hidden Cup, so holding on for a longer Palisade Gate to yeah, I don't even know why. But GG, good luck next game. As you usually wish your opponents after a defeat. Let's see first. Yeah, look at the armor numbers. It's just domination from the Ethiopians here. So let's see, the military KD should be fairly devastating here for the 284 to 132. No one going for any castle age or the aggression here, both going for the boom, and Vlad Dracula doing better at it, and maybe having the better late game combination with the Ethiopians as well. 4,000 more resources collected, more relic gold, surprisingly able to contest these real relics even with Robin Hood's early error monastery and scouts and whatnot. Smoother castle age for the Ethiopians, but not too huge of a difference, and earlier improved Lithuanians, but not making enough of that at that point. GG though, that's the set of Vlad Dracula and Robin Hood.